Hello and welcome to Rao's IAS 2021 edition of Prelims Test Series discussion videos based on Rao's Prelims Test Series, specially curated for candidates giving the 2021 Prelims examination. Your Prelims exam is around 6 months away, and it's high time that you start solving questions and you solve good number of questions before the final exam, because solving questions and especially solving them in the form of test series helps you revise the entire syllabus on time. You get to know the list of important topics from ocean of topics. It keeps track of your preparation. You get to have the feedback, you get to know your weak areas, and according to that, you can prepare a strategy for yourself that suits you the best. Test series also simulate you for the final exam. It lets you know the competition level. It lets you know the standing of yours in the entire country. Solving many questions from the test series also make you aware of the tips and tricks that can be effectively utilized to solve the prelims paper. All in all, the test series prepare you for the exam. It gives you confidence. It does not let the exam have hold over your nerve. You feel confident on the day of exam, and that makes all the difference. In this process, Rao's IAS always stands with you. And in this context, we have test series of 55 tests, having both static and dynamic tests catering to both the areas of the exam. Initially, the test series offers you topic tests, helping you prepare the subject piece by piece. And then there are thematic tests that test your subject knowledge as a whole. Simultaneously, there are also Focus magazine-based current affair tests which are conducted on monthly basis. In this video, we are taking 5 questions from our test series, map it up with UPSC previous year's question, so that you understand the pattern of the exam, you understand relevance of those topics. You also get to solve good high quality questions for the coming prelims. And in the process, you also learn smart, intelligent way of approaching prelims question. Altogether, you are going to have insight on 10 topics based on 5 questions from our test series and 5 UPSC's previous year's question. So let's begin. We'll start with this question of 2016. Which of the following is our indicators used by International Food Policy Research Institute to compute Global Hunger Index report? Back then, IFPRI used to compute Global Hunger Index, but it does not do it anymore. The 3 parameters given in the question were undernourishment, child stunting, child mortality. Child mortality, in fact, is the most important parameter of hunger. It reflects the overall state of poor nutrition and unhealthy environment. Undernourishment means percentage of population who are getting lower calories than required. Child stunting is low height for the age. These 3 parameters are also used in the National Family Health Survey. In fact, there is a 4th parameter used in calculation of Global Hunger Index, that is child wasting, meaning low weight for the height. So the answer was option C, 1, 2 and 3. The point that you must learn from this question is that UPSC has got into the habit of asking about indices and reports. They would either ask the organization associated with the index and report, or they will get into the parameters of the index and report. In the recent past, UPSC asked about report and indices in the year 2015, and ever since, there has not been a year when UPSC has not done that. In 2015, UPSC asked this question: which one of the following issues the Global Economics Prospect Report periodically? Global Economic Prospect Report is published by the World Bank Group. Similarly, in 2016, UPSC asked this question: Global Financial Stability Report is prepared by, and financial stability, you will get a hunch, must be related with International Monetary Fund. In 2019, UPSC asked this question: Global Competitiveness Report is published by, and that is published by World Economic Forum. Rule of Law Index is released by which of the following? The answer was World Justice Project. Just weeks before the prelims exam, it was in news. So the point is, you have to do reports and indices as part of your preparation for the prelims examination. So we framed this question in our prelims test series. Which of the following reports are published by World Bank? Human Development Report, Human Capital Index Report, the Poverty and Shared Prosperity Report, the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index Report. First of all, it will be easy for you to identify that Human Development Report and Global Multidimensional Poverty Index Report is released by UNDP. The main objective of World Bank is to eradicate poverty. World Bank comes up with many reports and study on poverty. And the Poverty and Shared Prosperity Report 2020 has been released by the World Bank Group that has a special discussion on the impact of COVID-19 on poverty. The most important flagship report of World Bank is World Development Report, which the World Bank is publishing since 1978. And for the first time in 2019, Human Capital Index report was published as part of World Development Report. So Human Capital Index report and the Poverty and Shared Prosperity report are released by World Bank. So answer would be option B. Moving on, there was a very good question of 2017. From the ecological point of view, which one of the following assumes importance in being a good link between the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats? UPSC has this habit of framing questions on options of previous year's questions. For example, Satya Mangalam Tiger Reserve has appeared previously many times in many of the options of UPSC previous year's question. If you see this question of 2019 on Agastya Mala Biosphere Reserve, you will find this option on Satya Mangalam Wildlife Sanctuary. The answer to this question is Satya Mangalam Tiger Reserve. It acts as a link between Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat. In this map, you can see the contiguous region of the protected areas beginning from the Nagarhole Tiger Reserve to Bandipur Tiger Reserve, Venan Wildlife Sanctuary, Muddumulai Tiger Reserve, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, and Brahmagiri Ranga Temple Tiger Reserve. As you can see, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve is a link between the protected areas in the Eastern Ghat and the protected areas in the Western Ghat. This region here, between Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve and Muddumulai Tiger Reserve, there is a plateau called as Sigur Plateau. This has been in news recently. Very important elephant corridor. Other wildlife species like tiger also use this corridor to go from Western Ghat to Eastern Ghat. Based on that, we framed a question in our test series, which is this. Consider the following statements about Sigur Plateau. Sigur Plateau has been declared environmentally sensitive area under the Environment Protection Act 1986. First of all, environmentally sensitive area is declared under Environment Protection Act 1986. Second of all, Sigur Plateau has been declared environmentally sensitive area. This is a correct statement. Second statement is, the Sigur Plateau does not fall under any national park. As you can see from this map here, this area does not show any protected area. So the region of Sigur Plateau, which is also a link between Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat, is not protected by any protected area. So this statement is correct. Sigur Plateau is the connecting link between Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. That is what the importance of this plateau is. This statement is also correct. The correct answer would be option D. See, Sigur Plateau is here in the northern and the eastern part of Nilgiri district. Here is our Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. This region is between Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve and Muddumulai Tiger Reserve. So the location approximately is this. This is a crucial piece of land. It acts as corridor specially for elephants. Elephants travel long distances. They go right from Western Ghat to the other extreme of Eastern Ghat. So this is crucial for connecting the protected areas from Nagarhole Tiger Reserve to Bilgiri Ranga Swami Temple Tiger Reserve. But it itself is not having any protected area, although there's a proposal of notifying the area as a vulture wildlife sanctuary, but presently it is not covered by any protected area. Sigur Plateau, very, very important for the coming prelims examination. This question is from 2016 prelims paper. Which of the following statements is correct? Virus can infect bacteria, fungi, plants. In the time of COVID-19, you would understand how dangerous viruses are. They mutate, they change their genetic code, and they have typical way of entering into the living host. Virus is known to infect all living cells, whether plants or animals or bacteria or fungi, all. Viruses that infect bacteria are called as bacteriophages, and viruses known to infect funguses are called as mycoviruses. You must have done at early stages of your schooling many viral diseases in plants and animals, so that would not be a problem for you to figure out that viruses do infect plants. Answer would be option D, 1, 2 and 3. A similar kind of question has been asked in our prelims test series. The question is this: which of the following cannot develop antimicrobial resistance against antibiotics? Virus, bacteria, fungi. To understand this, first of all, you must understand as to why any microorganism develop antimicrobial resistance. There could be many reasons for that. One reason is bacteria, microorganisms in general, they have an outer layer which is very selective in letting things get inside. That outer layer of the germ could restrict access by changing the entryways or limiting the number of entryways. If the entryways, the gates which are there in the outer membrane, their shape, their structure changes, then the antimicrobial drug which was able to penetrate through this wall before might not be able to do now. That is one way how bacteria and microbes protect themselves. Then there are some advanced mechanisms like pumping the antibiotics out of the cell. The pumping mechanism in the microorganisms pump the antibiotics out of the cell wall to remove the antibiotic drug that might have entered into the cell. Then there could be enzymatic action. The proteins which are there in the cell, they may destroy the antibiotics. So even if the drug has entered into the cell of the microorganism, the drug will be rendered ineffective. One of the most important reasons as to why antimicrobial resistance develop is because of mutation. Antibiotics, they identify certain parts of the microorganism. But if because of mutation that part change, the genetic code change, then the antibiotic will fail to identify the microorganism and its action will not be initiated. These are some of the most important reasons as to why antimicrobial resistance develops. And these are general things which will be present in all microorganisms. You know that there are various strains of virus coming for COVID-19. Same mutation will also happen in bacteria, and the mechanism that we have discussed, that will be valid for fungi as well. There is no reason as to why you will think that fungi will not have similar mechanism as virus and bacteria has. So the obvious answer would be none of the above. All of them can develop antimicrobial resistance. This question from 2019 was based on black holes. The question was, recently scientists observed the merger of giant black holes billions of light years away from the Earth. What is the significance of this observation? See, it was the biggest black hole collision that was detected so far, and it was so much in current affairs. It was all over the newspaper, in the monthly magazines that you read, in the notes that you must have prepared if you were preparing back then. It must be there. So it was a very famous thing. Nobody would have got a problem in identifying the correct option, that was B. Gravitational waves are generated when there is collision. And when there is collision of this scale, then the gravitational waves can be detected from Earth also. The other options are very technical, which we will not get into, but even if you do not know the detail of Higgs boson particle or the possibility of intergalactic space travel or the concept of singularity, still you will be able to solve this question because that's how the prelims questions are. If you know the basic, you can get to the right option. UPSC has been asking questions on black holes because black holes is one of the greatest mystery. It forms an important part of space science. UPSC asked this question in 2017. The term event horizon, singularity, string theory, standard model are sometimes seen in news in the context of. See, event horizon and singularity, they are related with black holes. String theory basically explains the phenomena of universe. Standard model is related with quantum mechanics. All of them helps us understand the phenomena around us in the universe. The correct option was option A, observation and understanding of the universe. UPSC also asked another question in 2017. What is the purpose of Evolved Laser Interferometer Space Antenna ELISA? The most important function of ELISA was to detect gravitational waves that would be generated because of collision of black holes at the center of galaxies. We also framed a question in our prelims test series on black holes. Consider the following statements regarding black hole. It is made up of dark matter. It can bend rays of light. Its existence comes as a natural outcome of Einstein's theory of general relativity. First of all, black hole is one of the mysteries that we are yet to solve. So we do not know exactly the composition of black hole, To say it is made up of dark matter would be incorrect. In black hole, the density of the matter is so high that even the light passing nearby will bend. So if the light ray has to go in this direction, it will bend and will go in another direction. So if an object is optically behind the black hole, then the light ray, which ideally would not have come to you because of bending, will come into your eyes and you can see it actually. So it can bend rays of light, that is correct, and you can see the objects behind the black hole, that is also correct. Interestingly, its existence do come as a natural consequence of Einstein theory, but more interestingly, Einstein did not believe in it. When it was pointed out by other scientists that black holes' existence comes as a natural consequence of Einstein's theory of general relativity, Einstein actually rejected the idea of real existence of black holes. Peculiar, isn't it? The correct answer to this question will be 2 and 3, option C. Monetary policy of RBI and other policies in general of RBI forms important part of economy for the prelims examination. UPSC asked this question in 2017 prelims examination. Which of the following statements is correct regarding Monetary Policy Committee? It decides the RBI's benchmark interest rates like repo rate, reverse repo rate, bank rate, etc., which is obviously correct. It is a 12-member body including governor of RBI and is reconstituted every year. First of all, it's a 6-member body. 3-member from RBI including RBI governor and deputy governor who is responsible for monetary policy, and there would be 3 nominees of government, but government officials will not be nominated. So this statement is incorrect. The nominees of government and other members are appointed for 4 years. So also because of this part of every year, this is incorrect again. It functions under the chairmanship of Union Finance Minister. This is an easy statement to eliminate because the whole purpose of having a central bank is to keep monetary policy separate from fiscal policy. So if Monetary Policy Committee will be headed by Union Finance Minister, the entire purpose will be defeated. Third has to be wrong. The right answer would be option A. A question on Monetary Policy Committee was also there in our Prelims Test Series. This was the question. With reference to Monetary Policy Framework Agreement signed between RBI and the government, consider the following statements. The agreement calls upon the Monetary Policy Committee to maintain WPI rate of inflation between 2 to 6%. As per the agreement between Monetary Policy Committee and government, the inflation targeting is 4% plus minus 2%. That is 2% to 6%, which is correct. The only trouble with this statement is it is not WPI but CPI, and that part will make the entire statement incorrect. In case of failure to maintain the inflation within 2 to 6% range for 3 consecutive quarters, RBI is required to publish a report highlighting the reason for its failure, and that will increase the accountability of the central bank. This is absolutely correct statement. Answer would be option B. So hopefully in this session you understood the areas which UPSC pick for the prelims examination and accordingly the topics which are important for the coming prelims that you have to prepare. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye. Take care.